Hey guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig. It is Tuesday. It is 9 o'clock, which means it's time for a Magic News. Now, this is where I take all the news that I found over the course of the week and I bring it to you so you know what's happening in the wonderful world of magic. Now, I want to say to you, if you have any news that you'd like me to talk about, let me know in the comments down below and I'll try to talk about it next week. There's a few things going on, to be perfectly honest, this week. It's not a major news week, but there are some interesting tidbits that I would love to talk about. So let's go straight into it. Let's go straight into talking about this week's Magic News. We're going to start off by talking about something that's been very cryptically happening all over the internet, especially over Facebook. You might have noticed over the course of the last few months, or the last few weeks at least, some people have been posting on their Facebook profile a C. And a lot of people have been trying to guess what that C stands for. Well, all has been revealed. Basically, it's a convention. It's a magic convention unlike any other that's been announced, and it's specifically for comedy magicians. I've got my notes here. It's taking place from the 28th to the 30th of March 2026, and it's called the Conclave Vegas, and it's taking place in Las Vegas. Now, you can go and check this out if you want to by going to the website, which is comclave.vegas, conclave.vegas, and it is a magic convention specifically for comedy magicians. Now, the people behind this are the who's who when it comes to magic and comedy. Like, the list of names I'm about to read to you are some of the biggest names in comedy magic. You've got Matt King, John Archer, David Williamson, Rob Zabreski, Derek Hughes, Mike Cavaney, Nick DeFant, and R. Paul Wilson. Now, that's kind of a big eclectic list of names when you think about it. And honestly, this convention looks great. Now, let me tell you a little bit about it. Apparently, it's all taking place at Matt King's house. The workshops and everything are taking place at Matt King's house, according to the website, and according to the social media posts and everything that I've seen. Also, you know, you're going to get tickets to Matt King's show. But the idea is it's not a normal magic convention where there's dealers and there's like lectures and stuff like this. Instead, it's kind of more of a self-help, mind-intensive type thing, but specifically for comedy magic. So if you go along to this, you are going to be expected to perform a piece that you're wanting advice and support on, and then the people in attendance and the people that are teaching are going to try and take that and take your routine to the next level. The goal behind this isn't just to go to a fun convention for a couple of days. The goal behind this is really trying to level up when it comes to comedy magic. It's not cheap, I'll tell you that much right now. It's $2,500. So if you want to go, it's going to run over a weekend, and it's $2,500. It's from the 28th to the 30th of March. That obviously doesn't include flights. I don't think it includes accommodation, but you might want to check the website yourself. So it's a lot of money. I mean, obviously, if you are a working pro and you kind of want to perform at the highest level, I mean, this is an opportunity to be surrounded by some of the industry greats when it comes to comedy magic. I looked at the price, I was like, wow, that's expensive. But then you consider that, like, the Vanishing Ink team have their thing that they do, the retreat, and that costs $10,000 plus, depending. So, you know, there are precedent to do this sort of thing. But, you know, I think back to Blackpool. I think back to Blackpool 2025 when they announced that the price increase had gone up by $100 or something, and everyone was like up in arms, or there's a percentage of people up in arms. How can you pay that for, like? And then you see this is like $2,500. So this is an awful lot of money. Obviously, it's a completely different thing. But if you are into comedy magic and you want to level up your performance and you want to surround yourself by some of the comedy greats in this industry, there you go. You know what you need to do. You need to go along to the Conclave Vegas, which is taking place on the 28th to 30th of March 2026. And it promises to be an incredible experience for people that have the money to attend. Let's talk about another convention that is not costing anywhere near $2,500, and it's a one-day convention, and it's something that a lot of people have been waiting for a very long time, Alakazam Magic have announced that they are going to be doing a one-day Magic convention on the 9th of May 2026. It's hopefully going to be the first of an annual tradition. They have been looking for the right venue space for ages, and they've just found it, and they've announced tickets are now on sale. So it's taking place in a theatre, in a cinema. And what's really cool about that is, first of all, there's a massive lobby area. They're taking over the whole cinema for the whole day. So there's a massive lobby area where they're going to have like dealers, and they're going to have, it's not just going to be Alakazam there, they're going to have a bunch of dealers that are going to be selling their wares to, you know, to the attendees. So there's going to be a dealer section. But there's a lot of places to sit down and chill and relax and session. There's a bar, there's food, there's drink, there's popcorn, obviously, because it's a cinema. But what's really great about the whole thing is that all of the lectures and the gala show, that's right, there is a gala show, is taking place in the actual cinema. So if you actually want to see, you know, the actual, the nice thing about a cinema is obviously it's all tiered seating. So you're going to get a great review. You're going to get a great view of wherever you sit. And also there's a huge cinema screen right there behind the performer. So if you're wanting to, you know, and everything's going to be linked up by cameras. So if you want to see how that sleight is done, you're going to be able to see it in crystal clear clarity. It kind of promises to be the best experience ever when it comes to learning Magic in a lecture environment. But it's a one-day convention. They're going to have a gala show in the evening. It's going to be all day at this cinema. It's taking place in Ashford in Kent, as you would imagine, and tickets are on sale now. I say that because I know ticket sales have already gone through the roof, and because it's taking place in the cinema, they are going to have to limit seating. They are going to have to limit tickets. That's not a sales tactic. That's just a fact. They can only allow the amount of people in that will fit inside the theatre or the cinema. Tickets, I believe, are £150, and I know I've spoken to a lot of people that have already picked up their tickets. So if you're free on the 9th of May next year and you want to attend the Alakazam Magic Convention, it's happening. It's finally happening. And yeah, they'll probably be announcing names coming up soon. I imagine there's going to be some great names on the bill. You know, the thing with Peter and Harry Nardi is they've got connections on top of connections on top of connections. I imagine they're going to get the who's who at this convention. But yeah, 9th of May 2026. I know I'll be there. I've got a ticket. Ryland will be there. Thea will be there. Sarah will be there. So if you want to come along, it'd be great to see you. One final note about Magic conventions. I noted that Stellar Magic, which if you don't know Stellar Magic, it's Chris Congreve's Magic production company. Stellar Magic, who host the Triple C convention, the Chris Congreve convention, probably, have announced that they are looking for a new venue for 2026. Now, this is always a very popular convention, and Chris posted and said, "Hi all, just to let you know, I finalised the lineup for next year, 3rd year in a row." He's not contacted me. "And I have a potential new venue in Stafford, not far from Cannock, which has disabled access. It's 100 yards from the mainline train station, and it has a late bar. They don't have a restaurant, but it's right in the town centre of Stafford, so people can go out to eat. However, there may be more of an option of food included in the ticket price. I've got a meeting with them on Tuesday, so I'll report back then." So I know there's a lot of people that attend religiously the Triple C convention. It's back. It's officially announced for next year. The lineup has been finalised, and it's going to be bigger than better than ever before, and they are moving venue. So congratulations, Chris, on all your continued success. Let's move on. Okay, moving away outside of conventions, I want to talk to you about Joseph Westbury. Now, if you don't know Joseph Westbury is an incredible magician. He's one of my favourite magicians to watch perform. You want to check him out on Instagram. He is probably the best cubing magician I've ever seen, but he's one of those people that can do everything: stage, close-up, cards, coins, cubes, you name it, he does it awesomely. Anyway, he's announced that he's doing his debut show at the West End. It's called Joseph Westbury Reality Reimagined, and that's taking place on the 5th to the 8th of August 2025. So I have seen Joseph perform live many times. He never fails to blow me away. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make the Fringe this year, but if I do, and I'm there on those dates, he is probably the only act that I'm thinking in my head, I have to see him. He's fresh. and it loves Magic and is just an incredible performer. So there you go. If you're going to the Fringe this year, look out for Joseph Westbury, Reality Imagine, 5th to the 8th of August. Make sure you're there. It's going to be awesome. Talking about products that are being released, Steve Gore, the happiest magician in the UK, has announced that he's announced that he's releasing very, very soon the Famous Five. Now, Steve has released a lot of Magic through many different production companies over the years, including releasing Magic himself. Well, he's now releasing the Famous Five. The Famous Five is 5 effects in one package. And it's 5 of the effects that he performs more than anything else. According to his post and what he wrote about, he has used the routines that are within this Famous Five set at the Magic Castle and at gigs literally every single day for the last few years. Every time Steve produces something, it's always good quality, it's always well thought out, and it's always something very, very different. So if you're looking for something new, something unique, you might want to check out Famous Five by Steve Gore. Check out his socials. It's coming very soon. Another huge piece of news that I think you guys should know about is what's happening over in Chicago. So I don't know if you've seen this. I don't know if you've been told about this. I don't know if you've seen it online. But there has been rumors over the last few months that a Magic venue is coming to Chicago. And that's awesome. I mean, you've already got the Chicago Magic Lounge there, which is considered one of the top Magic venues in the whole of the world. Well, there is a new Magic venue that is going to be opening, hopefully, I imagine, within the next year. And they're completely refurbing this building. They're spending $50 million on making this the #1 Magic venue in the world. I believe, from looking at it and from speaking to a few different people, I have sources, I've spoken to people on the inside, that they're, wanting to compete in many ways with the Magic Castle. And, there's going to be numerous different rooms. There's going to be numerous different things going on. There's going to be lots of different magicians that are going to be bought in. It's going to have a very similar look and feel to it, to the Magic Castle. And we all know how revered the Magic Castle is. It's nice that there's an investor and that there's people out there that are wanting to spend this much money on Magic. It shows how popular Magic is, that there's plans like this. It shows that Magic is very, very popular, and it's becoming more popular every single day. Now, over the course of the next few weeks and months, as I get more news on this, I'm going to let you know. All I know for now is that this location is right in the center of Chicago. If it was in New York, it'd be like Times Square. It's the Times Square of Chicago. It's like the perfect location, and it's going to be a very grand, beautiful venue that's going to really kind of try and showcase what's amazing about Magic. There's some big names attached to this. I don't know what I can speak about at the moment and what I can't speak about, but having spoken to my sources, there are some really big names. Some people that are literally moving to Chicago because they are going to be a part of this venture. And names that when you hear them, you go, oh my gosh, really? Wow, oh my gosh. So I'm going to be announcing more about this as I find out more. But for now, suffice to say, this is a really big deal. And if you live anywhere near Chicago, this is going to be awesome. Okay, so America's Got Talent is coming back very, very soon. I just wanted to let you know that. Everyone knows that I'm a huge fan of Got Talent, whether it be America's Got Talent, Britain's Got Talent, all the different Got Talents, because what it does is it generally showcases Magic in a very positive light. One of the reasons that, in my opinion, Magic is receiving like a renaissance at the moment, one of the reasons why Magic is so popular, and it is, that's not me guessing, that's not just opinion, that's fact, based on the fact that I run 2 different entertainment agencies, and the amount of bookings that we're getting at the moment is far and above anything we've had before. Like, more people want to book Magic now than ever before. It's very, very popular. And one of the reasons is because of all the Got Talent shows that are taking place and showcasing Magic in a great light. America's Got Talent always does a great job of that, and I'm very excited to see what happens this season. Talking about Got Talent, we had another semi-final take place on Sunday night, just gone. So we had one magician on the program, which is TK Magic, and he announced to everybody that he's the TK stands for Tony Knows. Now, he did a really strong piece of magic, very simple but very direct, and a masterclass into how to do well in Got Talent. It's how to make the trick bigger and how to make it play specifically for that program. So what he did is, it started off with a prediction of a celebrity, and they used Fast Forward by Jao Miranda, which is the best version of the baby gag I've seen. I did say when I reviewed that I wouldn't be surprised if I saw that on a Got Talent within the next 12 months. Well, 3 months later, there it is, right there on a Got Talent. And I'm not surprised. It's an incredible piece of magic. It really is. But they used it to do the baby gag when the person picked Davina McCall. Then they rang up Davina McCall, they got her on FaceTime, and did a really big card routine, ending up with numerous revelations, and it was all based around Davina McCall. And it was very strong. It was the perfect way to take a trick and make it bigger than it was. And, you know, I've seen magicians already, and I've talked about this, about how it really annoys me when magicians dismiss acts that are magic acts on these Got Talent programs, because realistically we should be leaning into them. We should be celebrating the fact that magic is being portrayed so positively on a national stage, and any magician that wants to knock a performer that's gone on there and done that really needs to have their head examined, as far as I'm concerned. But I've seen people knocking it and going, oh, it was too simple, it was too simple, I could do that, I could do that, I could do that. All it was a riffle force. Great, you do it, you go on national television and you win that audience over like TK Magic did. Because most of the people that say they can do it, there's a difference between saying you can do something and actually doing it. And the people that go, oh, okay, especially the magicians that go on the comments threads on YouTube videos and go, oh, I'm a magician and this was so simple, I can't believe you did that. Shut up, who the hell do you think you are? This is portraying magic in a really great light, and I am all for it. He didn't win, he came third, but the fact that he came third over and above most of the other acts just shows how good a job he did. So there you go, that's TK Magic on Britain's Got Talent. We still don't have a magician in the final, but hopefully we might have a wildcard act. I think there's one more live round to go, so we'll see what happens. But for now, yeah, very, very cool. TK Magic, if you're watching this, you did a great job. Quick note on one of my tricks. So Credit Swipe. First of all, thank you so much for everyone who picked up Credit Swipe. It went straight to the #1 spot on Penguin within 24 hours, and it's stayed there ever since. Now, the only reason it's dropped down to about the 5th position now is because you can't buy them. They shot out of stock almost immediately. They have been so popular. They are coming back into stock on the 30th of May. Currently, Penguin have them up as a pre-order. Stock will be limited when they come back in. So if you haven't picked up Credit Swipe yet, it's only $23. If you haven't picked up Credit Swipe yet and you want to pick it up, it's my reimagining of Presto Printo. Then the place to do that is Penguin. Pre-order it. It's coming in on the 30th of May, and then they'll ship them straight out to you. It is going to be limited when it comes in. Now, also, Monster Magic and Magic Box also have Credit Swipe in, and they have them in and available for immediate delivery. So if you're in the UK or Europe and you want to order it directly from a UK store, I think I've got a couple left, but go and support Magic Box, go and support Monster Magic. Graham and Alex are great people. Both of those guys have it, so you can probably pick it up from there and get it immediately. I'm very proud of Credit Swipe. I think it's an amazing trick. It's going to come back into stock soon, but thank you for everybody that's made it a bestseller this year. Okay, 2 more bits and pieces of information before we finish. First of all, I just want to tell you, and I'm probably not allowed to say anything about this, but I don't care. I have been talking on this channel about the GAF Deck project by myself and Lloyd Barnes and Murphy's Magic for about 3.5 years now. About 3.5 years ago, myself and Lloyd started creating an old school GAF deck for Murphy's Magic, and it took us 3 years till we got to the point where we were happy with every single individual card. Well, now we're happy, we're done, and those cards are on the way to the Murphy's warehouse. I am guaranteeing everybody here that the GAF deck will be released in 2025. I don't know when, but I have been working these routines in, and dear Lord, they are amazing. They kill, they hit, and they hit harder than you can possibly imagine. I've always wanted a GAF deck. This is kind of a big bucket list item for me. I love working with Lloyd, and Lloyd's got got so much experience creating GAF decks. The fact that him and I have actually had a chance to do this is amazing. So it's coming soon. Look out for it. The GAF deck project by me and Lloyd. It's going to be happening sooner rather than later. Okay, so finally, I want to talk about something that I read on Magicians Only today. So on Magicians Only, I saw a couple of people talk about the pricing of tricks, and somebody was saying tricks are so expensive these days. I don't think it's fair. Somebody else was saying, well, you know what I think they should do? I think they should factor in how much the wage packet is for the average person in the country that it's being sold to, and I think that the price should be adjusted accordingly. In the UK or America, people make so much as an average wage, but over here in this country it's much lower, so the price should be lower. And I totally get where people are coming from. I disagree, because from a business point of view, the price generally is based on the cost of creating the product. And I feel the need to point this out, right? I really do feel the need to point this out, because I've talked about this on the channel a couple of years ago, but I see posts like this come up all the time. Why is this trick so expensive? Why is this trick so expensive? Why does the creator want to charge this for the trick? Now, first of all, you can charge as a creator or a production company. It's totally all right to charge whatever you want to. And as the end consumer, it's my job to decide whether I want to spend that money. And sometimes things will become more expensive. So, for example, I've bought a lot of Scott Alexander's items over the year. I remember paying over $1,000 for Message in a Bottle. For what I got, it was very, very expensive, but it was a ready-made routine that went straight into my act, and it was amazing. There's a million different routines like that. If you're going to get a use out of it, it's absolutely useless. It's absolutely worth it. There's many times, though, that I've bought something and I've paid a lot for it, and there's times I've paid not very much for stuff, and it's just not worked like I thought it would, and it's been useless. I paid £1,000 for something recently, and it doesn't do what I need it to do. It's completely useless. It's no good at all for what I need. It doesn't suit the purpose. Now I'm trying to come up with something else I can do with it, but right now it's kind of dead in the water, right? But ultimately, it's up to the artist what they charge. I talked about Credit Swipe earlier on. We put that up at $23 because we wanted to make it reasonably priced. That was a decision by me and Penguin Magic. But it could have been more, it could have been less. The creator gets to charge what they want, but you as the consumer, you get to decide whether to pay for it or not, and whether to buy it or not. And the producers will soon know if they've charged too much by the fact that no one's buying the trick that they have put out. That's the first thing that you need to bear in mind. The second thing is, it's just business. The price can't vary depending on how much money you make or how much money the average person makes in your country, because that's not why it's being priced that much. It's being priced that much generally because that's how much it costs to produce the item. And what I mean by that is, every trick has a cost per unit, how much it's cost overall to make that unit, right? And there's a lot of things that you have to factor into consideration. How much it's cost to prototype it, how much it's cost to create it. You've got packaging, you've got tutorial costs, you've got marketing costs, everything like that. Then, that's assuming that people are marketing it themselves through their own channels. What happens if you're going through Murphy's? Well, if you're going through Murphy's, they're going to take a cut. And people are like, oh, Murphy shouldn't take a cut. They're money grabbing. Well, they're not money grabbing, but they are a business. They're wholesalers. How do they make money? How do they continue to do what they do? By taking a cut. That's what they do. They buy in a certain amount of units. They give the person who's created it X amount of money, depending, and then they buy these units in. By the way, I'll do a video at some point about the different sections of Murphy's. Please don't confirm the studio department with Murphy's Magic, the wholesale department. Murphy's Wholesale are the people that buy tricks in from people like Vanishing Ink and John Miranda and, you know, whatever the case may be, and then sell them to magic shops who then sell them to you. Murphy's Creative aren't buying tricks in or the studio department. They're making the tricks themselves, right? So I'm talking about Murphy's Wholesale here. They buy a trick in from a production company. They'll buy a certain amount in. They need to make money on that, so they need to take a cut on every single one they've bought in. But then they sell it to the magic shop, right? And they need to take a cut on that. The magic shop needs to make money. So everyone needs to make money, right? When you buy a trick, you've spent X amount of money on that trick. The magic shop has to make some money, obviously. Then Murphy's has to make some money, and then the creator has to make some money. That is what dictates the price of the trick, not whether the national wage in your country is lower or higher than it should be. That's not a thing. Most production companies that I know, and I've worked with a lot of them, they want to price it as reasonably as possible, but they don't want to lose money on this. This is a business at the end of the day. So they have to factor in making money, and not just breaking even, but making a profit, because a lot of the time it's that profit that they will use to inject into another project, whatever that may be. And they can only do that if they've got a profit. So they don't want to just break even, they want to make a profit. So, you know, it's fine saying magic is too expensive. Great, if that's your opinion, that's fine. But the cost of living is going up. Everything is going up. And that has to be factored into consideration. If you think that a production company is charging too much for a particular trick, don't buy it. Don't buy it, but don't buy the trick, because I see this happening an awful lot. I spoke to somebody the other day and he was like, oh, I bought this trick and it's too expensive. Oh, it's too, do you not like it? No, I love it. Are you not using it? Yeah, I'm using it all the time, but it's too expensive. So why are you using it? Oh, it's amazing. It's such a great part of my act. So it's actually added to your act. Yeah. Well, how much do you charge? Well, I charge this. So why? I just couldn't really understand, because a lot of the time, the people, that say that the price of tricks should be cheaper, they're normally the people that are decrying various members of the community because their prices are too low when they market themselves. I remember seeing this one guy. For months he was going on Facebook moaning about cheap entertainers, and at the same time the only other thing he would moan about is production companies charging too much for a product and how it should be cheaper and it's not fair. It's like, pick a side. Don't you see that what you're doing is completely ironic? Anyway, that's not really a piece of magic news. That's something that's being debated about within the industry at the moment. And I just wanted to give you my take, which is people can pay what they want to pay. People can charge what they want to charge. It's up to me and other creators to charge what we think is best. But it's up to you to vote with your wallets. And if you think that we've got it wrong and it's too expensive, the best way to do it is to not buy it, and then we'll know. So there you go, guys. That's another magic news in the bag. Thank you once again for joining me right here on Magic TV. I'll be back with the magic news next Tuesday. If you want to see another video like this, like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. You are going to see, by the way, by the end of this week, the announcement about who has won the next documentary competition series, which is going to be starting hopefully in June. So look out for that announcement. We'll see you again soon. Thank you so much for watching. My name's Craig and this is Magic TV.